Welcome back, guys. Sorry about that. You know the drill by now, yeah? The feed fell as I suspected it was going to happen. So, as a result of that, yeah, I I had to restart. Thanks for sticking with me, okay? And to continue, as I was saying, now you heard what the Minister of Foreign Affairs said, and you heard what our Prime Minister said, right? Okay. Now, to add what to what the Prime Minister said, or to give you some more information of what the Prime Minister said, he said, Jamaica, like other countries, had to employ strict border control measures in light of the rapid spread of the COVID 19. That was his explanation, guys, for the 43 crew members who were turned away from our borders. Okay, now, we're, I know it seems that we're flagging a dead horse, only because the government refused to take responsibility. That's the only reason. Yeah? We understand the logistical nightmare having 2,000 persons on ships out there, and we don't have the capacity, as the minister says, right, for these persons. And I get that. So we're not talking about that. We understand they're already out there, and there's not much we can do at this point because we have to put things in place, and we do sympathize with them and all that. The contention is not about that. The contention is your inability to acknowledge when you're wrong and to say you're wrong and apologize and say, I'm sorry. And I'm telling you, you're going to pay for it monetarily. Okay, first of all, one, you said, like other countries, you're comparing yourself to other countries. Why not compare yourself to the Dominican Republic? So let me do the comparison for you with the Dominican Republic, and we're going to go international right away with that. The Dominican Republic, they're one of our closest neighbors, right? The Dominican Republic closed their borders. Their borders was closed. At that time, they had 34 confirmed cases and 2 deaths when they closed their borders. Okay. On the 4th of April, when the ship docked at the Dominican Republic pier with their 32 citizens aboard, they had 1,578 confirmed cases and 77 deaths. You heard that number. Should I repeat? 1,578 deaths, confirmed cases plus 77 deaths. That's what they had when the ship docked. And they opened their borders for, quote, their words, humanitarian reasons. For humanitarian reasons, the port was opened. There was no protocol. There were no process. They opened their border on the grounds of humanitarian reasons. That was the reason for opening it, humanitarian. Yeah? And they opened their borders with their 32 citizens who disembarked and were immediately placed in quarantine. As of today, Dominican Republic has 4,964 confirmed cases with 235 deaths. Let me give you more context to this, guys. Let me give more context. The United States of America, USA, have citizens in the Dominican Republic. Today, April 21st, yeah, JetBlue is operating, airlifting Americans out of the Dominican Republic if they so choose to leave. It's a choice that has been given to them, but the option is there for them. If they so choose and they want to return to the US of A with their borders being closed, because all the companies are like other countries, including the US, whose border is closed. All of these countries, their borders are closed. Yeah. But guess what? They are not close to their American citizens, their Dominican citizens, except Jamaica is close to Jamaican citizens. Yeah? That's what we are talking about. You're not getting it. And you wonder why are we making a big deal of it? Because you're not accepting the fact that you were wrong and you have not to this day said you're wrong. And I say you're going to pay for it because right away, the dock workers, the crew members' attorney has written to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade concerning the matter. So, guys, right away, you know what is happening, right? That is a pending lawsuit. Right? That's number one. So now it was said that based on the international laws, according to Mrs. Johnson Smith, she expects that the Jamaican crew members on the Marilla Discovery 2 will be sent back to Jamaica at the expense of TUI, the owners of the ship, based on laws that an agreement that they have that the Bahamas has to adhere to and Jamaica has to adhere to. And the Bahamas, that's where the ship is registered. Yeah? So according to her, based on that, bottom line, what she's saying is that they're the ones at their expense who are going to have to send the Jamaicans back home. Now, guys, I think we haven't heard half of that. You know what an iceberg is, right? You know what an iceberg is what sank the Titanic. Most people don't realize with an iceberg, yeah, that when you see an iceberg, you're only seeing 10% of the iceberg. The 90% of the iceberg is underwater. So by the time you see that iceberg, it is usually too late. You're already up on it, which is what happened to the Titanic, why it sank. Guys, this is an iceberg. It's an iceberg. There's a lot more to the story, and there's going to be a lot more to the story. And I am right here to give you all the information with regarding to that. Because, again, there's no accountability. People are still passing the buck, right? At the same time, our Jamaican citizens, our fellow citizens are out there and on the high seas, can't get to come home, right? For one reason or another. Okay. All right. So this, as you know, is an ongoing story. I have a lot more to say about it, but I will, when I get more information, I will add to it, and I will give you more information tomorrow and Thursday, and maybe even Friday too, as the news come in, right? Okay. So continuing. And according to the Health Minister, Dr. Christopher Tufton, the ministry will be undertaking a massive operation to facilitate the movement of persons to quarantine facilities. He said over 500 rooms have been secured to facilitate this action. Yeah. So I'm actually going to read the full statement that Dr. Tufton basically has said, and most of it is actually because he didn't really talk that much at the press conference, but he did a lot of talking on his Twitter account. So he tweeted most of what I'm going to say to you. He says, the Ministry of Health and Wellness notes the growing number of positive cases from the St. Catherine call center, Alorica, right? Alorica in quotes. He didn't say that. I said that, Alorica. And the risk that this poses to not only the persons identified as being directly affected, but also the households in which they live. Our contact investigations have revealed that many of these individuals live in intergenerational households with elderly persons and persons with comorbidities such as diabetes and hypertension. As you're aware, the health outcome for persons with these risk factors is proportionally more severe, and as such, in the management of the impact of the epidemic, special care must be taken to protect these vulnerable populations. It is in this context that the ministry will, through partnership with the private sector and tourism interests, be undertaking a massive operation to facilitate the movement of persons from their communities to quarantine facilities where they can be monitored and managed for any onset of illness and to ensure the reduction of the risk of spread within their households and communities. This action is extremely necessary to ensure that we reduce the spread of the disease within the population, manage the impact on the elderly and other vulnerable persons, protect those within communities who may not be able to protect themselves. Over 500 rooms have been secured to facilitate this action. So over the next 3 to 4 days, you will see the ministry contacting individuals and making arrangements for their transportation into the quarantine facilities for the next 14 days. This will be a sacrifice for involved from the persons who will need to leave their homes to the families that will have to bear the absence of their loved ones, the community, the health workers will be assigned, and the private sector individuals who have come on board as part of this fight. Massive is an understatement, guys. Yeah? But I think that is actually what should have been done from the get go. Don't you agree? Right? So, yes, we understand the logistics. It's going to take a lot to get this done, right? But the decision was made, I suppose, as opposed to taking more drastic measures. That was the compromise. But I think it was something that should have been done from the get go, right? But better late than never, right? And so, um, yeah, according to Dr. Tufton, we are now seeing the first signs of community spread. Yeah? What's happening in St. Catherine? What we're seeing is the first sign of community spread. And so they want to nip it in the bud before it gets any worse. Hence the reason they're taking this kind of measures, right? And we can't say anything negative about that because, in my opinion, it's something that should have been done before. And like I said, better late than never. So yeah, we're happy about that. That is going to be done. Yeah. So guys, if you're living in the St. Catherine area, expect that. And if you basically were, even if you weren't working at Alorico, but you, and not only the St. Catherine area, because there are many persons who work outside of St. Catherine, right? And there are many contacts of these persons who live outside of St. Catherine. So it's not just going to be St. Catherine only, right? It's persons who are directly related and persons who are contacts of, right? Person who came into contact. When they do their contact tracing, basically what they say, when they do their contact tracing, all those persons will be placed under quarantine, right? For the next 14 days until May 5th. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let me give you a little bit more international news, guys, before I close the program for today. Now, so much has been happening. I have not been able to give you anything. So I'm just going to give you one little thing. Did you know, did you guys, did any one of you hear that there was a mass shooting in Canada? Yes, 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 yes. I got to give that one to you. I got to give that one to you. I cannot believe it. This is they said in the recorded history of Canada, this is the worst mass shooting that they have had. So let me give you the story. So a gunman, disguised as a police officer, went on a 12-hour rampage in the Canadian province of Nova Scotia. And I have a friend live there, Nova Scotia, shooting people in their homes, setting fires, and killing at least 16 persons, including a policewoman, in the deadliest such attack in the country's history. Officials said the suspected shooter is identified as Gabriel Wortman, 51-year-old, yeah, who apparently worked as a denture maker, and he was killed by the police. But the police cannot give a motive for the killings. According to Lee Bergman, an assistant Royal Canadian Mounted Police Commissioner, today is a devastating day for Nova Scotia. That was actually Sunday, right? Because this actually happened over the weekend, guys. Yeah, I'm just getting it to you because I had to do so much local news, just getting to the international news. So this actually happened over the weekend. It started from Saturday night into Sunday morning. So this is Sunday she's speaking, and she says, basically, it's a devastating day for Nova Scotia and will remain etched in the minds of many for years to come. Overnight Saturday, police began advising residents of the rural town of Portapique, about 60 miles north of Halifax, already on lockdown because of the coronavirus pandemic, to lock their doors and stay in their basements. Several bodies were later found inside and outside a home in the small town of Portapique. Bodies were also found at other locations. The assault began late Saturday night, and authorities believe the shooter may have targeted his first victims, but then he began attacking randomly. Several homes in the area were set on fire as well. The RCMP spokesman Daniel Bryan confirmed that 16 people had been killed in addition to the suspect. The dead officer has been identified as Constable Heidi Stevenson, a mother of two and a 23-year veteran of the force. Another officer was also injured. And of course, you would have known by now that the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has extended the border closure for another whole month. So between the US and Canada borders, it has been closed, right? And so that closure, it has been extended for another 30 days. Okay, I think I'll give you one last international news before I wrap up. Yeah. So, yes, this one. Let me give you this one. Let me give you this one. This one. In Trinidad and Tobago, guys, Trinidad and Tobago, oh my God, they are basically having food shortage, food problem in Trinidad and Tobago. And it's not that they don't have food. Again, it's according to the organization, right? You know, all it is we talk about, you know, you have to preparation is success depends on, let's say, 1% preparation and 99% sweat, something like that, perspiration. Yeah. Well, in Trinidad and Tobago, they are facing a food crisis, according to social activist Ishan Ishmael. Mr. Ishmael is disappointed. He was speaking. This was on Monday, right? And he said he is disappointed with the religious leaders in his country as, quote, the imams, pundits, and priests, they lock up in their homes. So instead of coming out and help, they lock up in their homes. And he says he has volunteers who are willing to distribute the food. What he's having a problem with is the food to distribute. Yeah. Now, you would have heard yesterday when I had my guest on, and we were talking about the fact that Mrs. Jean Lorichin was calling for our religious leaders in Jamaica to step up to the plate to assist the elderly. Now you're hearing this Trinidadian calling on, again, religious leaders to step up to the plate. So I'm going to finish on this note, guys. Here's my feel on that. So many of you know, right, that I am an ordained minister, ordained twice, actually. I do not operate in the capacity of an official minister. My take on this, guys, is that we're all ministers. So unofficially, I minister unofficially because whenever I minister to someone, right, by serving them, by helping them, I'm ministering to them, right? Whether it is spiritually, as in a kind of word, right, or whether it is financially or anyway, or I'm giving them some food, I'm ministering, right? And as far as I'm concerned, we are all ministers. Okay, my contention, if I can use that word, I use it very loosely, okay, and very kindly, all right, with religious leaders. And I tell you, and this is why I keep on saying that COVID-19 is a blessing in disguise, because God is showing us so many things as a people, what we were doing wrong, what we need to make to correct, right? And what we're supposed to do right. Yeah? Guys, no one should have to tell any spiritual leader that he or she should do anything for people. Yeah? No. That is something, it's a given. That's something you should already know, right? When you have a relationship with God, when the spirit of knowledge is speaking to you, because he is omniscient and he is omnipresent. So if I need something, for example, if I am in need of something, and if you are tapped in, if you're plugged in, then I know that my Heavenly Father, through the spirit of knowledge, is going to tell you, guess what? JJ is in need. Go give her something. That's how it works, guys. Yeah. It's not about going into this building that you build that with chandeliers that cost millions and trillions of dollars, and then you go on a Saturday or a Sunday and you do your thing and you collect your offering and then you send home the people. And then you drive a Lexus or a Benz and you live in a 10-story mansion. No, that's not what it's about. COVID-19 pandemic is an opportunity for you to show the world what it is that you believe in, who it is that you believe in whom. When you're showing love, love is a verb. Love is a verb, guys. Love is a doing word. It's an action word. Over my life, I have never been impressed with somebody say to me, whether a man or anybody say to me, I love you, I've never been impressed. Never. You know what impresses me? When you do something for me that shows me how much you love me. Don't tell me you love me. Show me you love me. Yeah. Love is an action word. It's not what you say, it's what you do. So if you are love and God is love, and if you have God inside of you and God is love, then you must be love. And love acts. Love does things. Love it's something you do. So, guys, I'm saying to you, don't miss this opportunity. Don't let this opportunity pass. Now is the time when you are supposed to be saying, okay, who can I go and help today? Who is shut in? Who needs help? Those elderly persons who are out there and they need to go get their medication or they need to go to the post office. Yes, they need to go. And we don't want to restrict their movement because we want them to be active, but you go with them. Huh? And you are just one person, but you have a congregation. So you can have your congregation to assist many persons in your communities, right? And in other communities. There should not be a situation where persons are seeing a need for your services. It should be so obvious. You should be so overt. It should be so out there, right? Ubiquitous. Using a big word that simply means that you're everywhere. Yeah? That's what you should be. If people are seeing you and saying, oh my God, look at so and so and so, yeah, doing a wonderful work. That is what draw people to God, guys. You turn people off from God when you do other because people don't understand that what you're doing is wrong. And many people believe in you and they believe that you're doing it right. And they're like, but if he is serving God, or if she is serving God and behaving like that, I don't want to have in a lot and part with this God. Who is this God? I don't want that. That's what you do, guys. No, that's not what God wants. God wants us to show the world, persons who don't know Him and know of Him, who He is by the way we live, by our lifestyle. It's not about being perfect. We're all fallible. We all make mistakes. Yeah? It's not about that. It's about being real, showing people the real you, right? And that real you, flaws and all, should be a person who is loving and compassionate to your fellow men. So, guys, as I close this broadcast today, I'm going to implore you, right? Let effective today, April 21st, 2020, be the beginning, the first day of the rest of your life. It's a day when you're going to start to show love to your fellow men. You're going to show that God is in you because you're going to allow the spirit of knowledge to lead and guide you. Yeah? And I promise you, if you do that, right, then you'll be surprised at the transformation that you will see in Jamaica and around the world. If everybody does what I am saying, you will be surprised to see how fast COVID-19 becomes history. I promise you. Take up my challenge. Challenge me. Prove me wrong. Take up the challenge and prove me wrong. Yeah? Every single Jack person. Stop being selfish. Stop making it about you. Take your mind off your problems and think about somebody else's problem and try to solve that problem for that person. Find one person, every single Jack person at the sound of my voice. Find one person to whom you can go and say, what can I do for you? What do you need help with? Can I do this for you? Can I do that for you? One person. I challenge you. Yeah? Still practicing social distancing. Don't make it an excuse. Okay? Still wearing your mask. Practicing infection control measures. Washing your hands, washing your surfaces. Go back and look at my previous video and I talked about that and what you're supposed to do. Okay? But practice it and do it. And still help your fellow men. Yeah? And I guarantee you that if you start to do this, you're going to see the change exponentially in Jamaica and around the world. Okay, guys? Let us be our neighbor, a neighborly person to our neighbors. Yeah? Love our neighbors as ourselves. Yeah? Let us be our brother's keeper. Let us show love. It's not hard. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you for bearing with me and listening to my spiel. I hope you found today's broadcast informative, edifying, entertaining. If you enjoyed watching, listening, give it a thumbs up. Remember to share it with your friends and family, okay? And to subscribe. When you subscribe, when I drop the feed and it comes back on, YouTube will notify you that I'm on again, right? Also, remember that you can also go on my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook pages, and like, comment, and share. If you have questions, you can send them to me, direct message me on Facebook, right? If you'd like to come on the program, you can also send my message on Facebook, direct message me, okay? All right. Remember, guys, I do this for you, myself, because my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, yeah? And knowledge is nothing if I keep it to myself. It has to be shared, all right? I don't pretend to know everything, but I'm ever learning. Okay, every day is a new experience for me. Every day is a new learning for me. I learn something new every single day. That's what life is all about. Yeah. Okay, so thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow again. God willing, I will be on at 12:30 tomorrow, Wednesday, April 22nd, with a lot more news and commentary. Until then, this is JJ, Woman Without Borders, saying Stay blessed and be a blessing. Love you. Bye.